All right, let's dive right into one of the biggest ideas you can possibly wrap your head around: conscious creation. And this isn't just some abstract philosophy. No, this is where the really exciting stuff, the cutting edge of physics, neuroscience, and metaphysics, all seem to be pointing to the very same incredibly powerful secret about how your reality actually works.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. Do you see the world as a movie that's already been filmed and you're just watching it play out? Or, and this is a big or, could it be more like a dynamic, interactive video game that you are actively helping to render, moment by moment, with your own consciousness? For the longest time, the classical view was all we had. The idea that the world is solid, it's out there, and we're just little passive observers in it. But modern science, especially quantum physics, is just blowing that idea out of the water. The quantum view suggests that at its very foundation, reality is a shimmering field of pure potential. And our awareness, our observation, is what actually helps shape it. We're not just reflectors anymore, we're active constructors. Okay, so if we're going to understand how we build our reality, we've got to zoom all the way out. We need to look at the raw material we're playing with, the fundamental fabric of the universe itself. The physicist David Bohm had this brilliant concept he called the implicate order. The best way to think about it is like a deeper, hidden reality, a vast, interconnected sea of pure potential. It's the invisible blueprint from which our entire physical world, what he called the explicate order, unfolds and becomes visible. And this leads us to a really radical idea from a framework some call rendering ontology. Now, stick with me here. The idea is that reality isn't fundamentally made of solid things, objects. Instead, at its core, it's made of informational potentials. It's pure possibility, just waiting for something to interact with it to make it, well, real. This image gives you a sense of it, right? Imagine this vast, swirling field of pure information. It's not empty space, it's totally full, packed with the potential for everything that has ever been or could ever be. So, the billion-dollar question then becomes, what's the rendering engine? What clicks play? Well, the rendering model breaks it down into three simple principles. Number one, reality is this field of potential we've been talking about. Number two, our consciousness is the engine that actually accesses that field and renders it into what we experience. And number three, things only become definite, solid, real at the moment we interact with them. The world isn't just out there waiting for us. It's being brought into focus by us. Okay, so we've been out there in the cosmos looking at the universal blueprint. Now, let's zoom all the way back in, from the universe to the brain. Because if the cosmos is this field of potential, how do we actually tune into it? Well, the answer is in the incredible piece of hardware sitting right between your ears. I want to introduce you to the gatekeeper of your reality, the reticular activating system, or RAS for short. It's this network of neurons deep in your brainstem that is getting hit with literally billions of bits of information every single second. And its job is to filter all that out and decide what's important enough to get through to your conscious mind. It is your personal reality filter. But here's the absolute kicker about the RAS, and you can see it right here. It's not a passive filter. It's an active scanner. It's constantly looking for patterns in your environment that match your internal state, your goals, your dominant beliefs, your focus. So when you set a really clear intention, your RAS just starts to highlight the people, the opportunities, the information that matches it, stuff that was always there, but you just couldn't see it before. So you're probably asking, okay, how do I program this thing? Well, it's actually a pretty simple three-step process, all based in neurobiology. First, you get crystal clear on your intention. Define exactly what you want. Second, and this is the most important part, you have to attach a strong, elevated emotion to it. Emotion is the language of the brain. It's what tags that intention as a top priority. And once it's tagged, your RAS gets to work, highlighting every match it can find. And look, this isn't magic. It's not wishful thinking. This is hard science. It's called neuroplasticity. Every single time you focus on that intention and you generate the feeling of it already being real, you are physically rewiring your brain. You're building new neural pathways. You are literally sculpting your brain to be a perfect biological match for the future you desire. So we've got these two huge pieces of the puzzle, right? On one hand, you've got this cosmic field of potential. On the other, you've got your brain's biological filter. So what's the bridge? What's the unifying secret that connects these two incredible worlds? Our whole society tells us that to change our lives, we have to hustle, we have to grind, we have to do more. But what if that's only half the picture? What if the most powerful creative force isn't your action? The unifying secret, the thread that ties all of this together, metaphysics, neuroscience, quantum physics, is this. Creation flows from your state of being. It's not about what you're doing, it's about who you are being. So, what in the world is a state of being? Think of it as your personal energetic signature. It's the grand total of your inner world, your most consistent thoughts, your deepest core beliefs, and the emotional frequency you call home most of the time. That state of being acts like a holographic projector, and your life is the screen it projects onto. And this is a huge distinction we have to make. It's the difference between simple desire and true intention. You see, desire often comes from a feeling of lack. When you say, I want that, you're sending a powerful signal that you don't have it. But intention, which is born from a new state of being, that's a declaration. It's shifting from I want to I am. It's claiming that reality now on the inside first. Which brings us to the most crucial part of all of this, the application. How do you actually cultivate this new state of being? How do you take the driver's seat in your own creative process? I want you to start thinking of your inner world, your thoughts, your feelings, as a secret garden. It's a sacred, private space, and you have to protect it. You have to guard it from the weeds of doubt, fear, and other people's opinions, because this garden is where you plant the seeds of the reality you want to create, and you tend to them in private until they're strong enough to sprout into your life. And this quote from the mystic Neville Goddard absolutely nails the core technique. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Notice he didn't say assume the thought. He said the feeling. Your job is to feel your way into your new reality until that feeling becomes more familiar to you than your old one. And that's where the two most powerful words you can ever speak come into play. I am. When you say, I am abundant or I am healthy, you're not just repeating words. You are claiming a new identity. You're taking on a new state of being and giving a direct command to your subconscious mind and to that field of potential. And the reason this framework is so solid is because it's not coming from just one place. What we've been walking through is a tree of thought synthesis. We're connecting insights from all these different branches of knowledge, and they're all pointing to the same truth. Metaphysics says the universe is mental. Quantum physics shows our consciousness affecting potential. And neuroscience gives us the exact biological mechanism for how our state of being literally creates our reality. So we end up right back where we started, but now we have the keys. Reality isn't just happening to you, it is responding through you. It's a mirror, constantly reflecting the stable identity that you hold inside. The real secret, the ultimate power, is that you get to choose that identity. So the only real question left is, who are you choosing to be, starting right now?